Hello, welcome to lesson 18 of financial sobriety. I'm your host, Linda Parmar. I am a financial sobriety expert, and I'm here to talk about the holidays. And the holidays are super tricky. And the holidays are, as you can see, if you're watching the video version of this lesson, is that I love the holidays. But then there's also parts of it that I love to hate of the holidays. And one of those things being the consumerism, the capitalism, the pressure, the expectations of the holidays and what that does to ourselves and to our money is a lot. And I had a moment this morning. My husband and I are going on a trip in January. We've been waiting for this trip for so long. It's been one of our financial goals for years. I actually haven't been away on a trip internationally with my husband since I got sober. And I'm not 10 years sober yet, so I don't want to say I'm 10 years sober coming up, but because it's life happens, right? Not that I'm planning to not be sober, but I also don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, as they say. So my sobriety birthday is March 17th. So I've been sober for about nine years. Oh gosh, this is fast math, and the money coach trying to do fast math, not happening. So I have been sober since March 17th. And of 2014. See, again, fast math. I can't do it. But anyways, 10 years is going to be coming up in March, and I haven't been on a holiday since then. So with that, I'm finding that I am just beginning to be in a mode of like, let's get organized for the trip, just like super focused, hyper focused, and then throw the holidays in there. And this little Christmas elf, it gets so excited. And I've said since like September, like I'm really scaling things back this year. Like, don't expect a lot from me this year in a lot of different things. Like, I might do one of our holiday traditions that requires me like leaving my house because I really am wanting to go slow this year. I'm really wanting to go kind of inside. I'm wanting to keep up with the healing that I've been doing in 2023. But this past week, with like the American Thanksgiving and with, the sales and then like trying to get organized for my trip, decorating my house, I have been like almost like levitating, it feels like. And I'm not joking about that. And I said to my husband this morning, like, I am doing way too much. I'm doing the exact opposite of what I really have been set out to do. So, like, I have like some physical stuff happening, some nerve stuff, which I like doing some stretching and, doing that sort of stuff. I haven't done that in a couple weeks. And I thought, wow, I practice, or not practice, but I like to preach so much about like looking after ourselves. And I had such intentions. And then it was like all of a sudden the holiday season feels like it just like ramped up and I was off to the races. And I am so grateful for the tools that I have that I was able to say, like, whoa, actually, Linda, like you're doing the exact opposite of what you said you were going to do this year. You need to slow it down. And then this morning, I sat down to do my morning practice, which again, I haven't done in 2 years or 2 years, 2 weeks. See? And this also is part of what starts to happen when I'm just doing way too much is my thought patterns start to like not keep up with each other. And who freaking relates to that? Oh, anyways, I haven't done my morning practice in 2 weeks. And so I put on a meditation through Insight Timer, and it was Sarah Blondin, who is one of my absolute favorites. and it was talking about like trusting ourselves. And trust has been a huge word for me this year. And what is the truth of what's really going on? And she reminded me of that choose again. And one of my biggest things that I've done this year is I've chosen me. I've chosen me and my healing and what I've needed to do. And this past couple weeks, I've been doing everything for everybody else again, including myself, but just running myself to a place where I don't want to be. And it was just such a good reminder, like, choose again. I choose me again, did my stretching, slowed it down, and was able to kind of like come up for breath. And I just really encourage that. If that's something that you need to do right now, is to maybe even just pause this and take a breath, please land, be present, be here. Because this is a lot about what money is about too, right? Like all of this stuff that I talk about, I might talk about like, oh, I sat down for my meditation and I stretched. And people are thinking, like, what the heck does that have to do with our financial sobriety? It has everything to do with our financial sobriety, because we need to be present. We need to be conscious, making conscious decisions. We need to be healthy, whatever that means, right? Like with my body stuff I got going on, like I needed to make sure I'm doing my stretching. And this afternoon, I am going to go for my monthly massage that I schedule for myself. And super, super grateful that I have benefits that I can do that once a month for myself, because my body physically needs it. And I'm planning out my day so that when I come home from my massage, I'm going to put on my weighted blanket, dinner's already going to be ready, and we're going to just like cozy in for the night. Today's lesson that is all about our holiday spending, but also not about our holiday spending. So I've come up with 10 steps for holiday spending. I'm going to talk about the steps in this lesson, but what I encourage you to do, if this lesson resonates with you, I go into detail about this in a new course I have called 10 Steps to Holiday Spending. It's only $37 Canadian. It has 10 videos with the 10 steps in detail, how to incorporate them into your holidays, and also has my financial sobriety holiday spending plan and spending tracker as well for your holiday planning, your holiday spending. So that can be found at lindaparmar.com/holiday spending, or just simply go to my website, lindaparmar.com, and it is waiting there for you. And really excited about this. It was one of those things that I was like, I need to have this course, and just recorded it. And I'm really, really proud of it. But I want to walk you guys through the 10 steps today. I'm not going to go into a huge detail about them, but just giving you an idea of what success could look like with your holidays, and maybe really, reining things in. I had to rein it in this morning. Then my husband was like asking me a bunch of questions, and I'm like, I can't answer questions right now. Like, I actually really need to like stop and just like have my coffee, because I'm done kind of organizing stuff in my head right now. So, the first step to holiday spending is setting expectations. So much is expected of us during the holidays, both financially and energetically. Like, and what I mean by that is energetically in like what energy we put out. How can you set expectations this year? What does that look like for you? Step 2 is see how much you have to spend. So, with that being, making choices about certain things that are actually happening during the holidays. And it comes back to that setting expectations as well of like, do you actually have to do that? Do you actually need to buy certain people certain things? And then so starting to, become a little bit clear on that stuff, but actually having a look at your money. Yes, spoiler alert, this is going to be looking at your money. And it's still, again, a reminder of what people ask me all the time, like, "Linda, if I work with you, like, do I have to make a spending plan? Do I have to look at, like, quote unquote, like, budgeting?" Yeah. Yeah, you do. And a lot of that is because, like, sometimes that knowledge really is power. And there's such fear a lot of the times, when it comes to actually looking at it. But I will say that 85% of the people that I work with, once we get through that, like, fear, because it is a process to get through the fear. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna say to you, like, "You're working on your financial sobriety, so, like, just look at your money and just do it." No, there's a reason you're feeling scared about looking at it. But once you do look at it and have that snapshot of what all that looks like, it's really empowering sometimes, and sometimes it's not always what you wanna see, but you're actually looking at it, and knowledge is power, gathering information. So having a look at income and expenses, like, what do I actually have to spend this year? In the, e-course, it does have, like, I break it down into being able to make, a spending plan for November and December, because all of the holidays are here. Who do you have to buy for is step 3. Making a list, checking it twice, you know I had to say it, and, checking it twice. Most important part about this step because we really wanna have a real think about, "Okay, who do I actually have to buy for?" Step 4, one of my favorites is because this is something I talk about year after year with, my money and what I teach, and this one is ingrained in my soul, is practicing presence over giving presents. So presence over presence. So spending time with people and being able to show up maybe and have a coffee instead of like just buying somebody something because society tells you you have to. So something to think about with that. Practicing presence over presence. What does that look like for you? And having crucial conversations is step 5. Communication about money can feel really, really hard. And what I want for this step, to just an invitation to that part of that setting expectations. What does that look like for you? What could that be for you in regards to not maybe buying all the things, maybe having a set limit, maybe, having some conversations with kids. But one thing I really want to strongly make sure that with this with these conversations is with money, we have to be really careful about how we specifically talk to our kids, or anybody younger or anything like that. And this is where we can start to change the cycle, right? Of what we have taught our kids so far, but not coming from a place of, oh, we can't afford that. Oh, no, Christmas is looking different this year. We don't have any money, because that then starts to really have the kids, no matter how old they are, start to question their safety. And oh my goodness, like, what's wrong? Why don't we have any money? Oh my goodness, like, what does that mean? And so coming from a different way of having those conversations, which I get into the e-course as well. But it's really important for us not to come from a place of deprivation or scarcity when we have conversations with our kids about money. Really important. Step 6 is determining the needs versus wants. So sometimes we buy people what they need, and then one thing we buy is what they want. And what does that look like with the amount that you have to spend? Have you gotten a list from people? If you have in regards to like kids or something like that, what does that look at like? So starting to really investigate that stuff. Step 7 is planning to shop the sales. A lot of times you might hear me say, don't Black Friday, capitalism, consumerism, all of that, which is true. And it also is a time for you to be able to, if something's on your list and you have planned to buy it, that and it's on sale, amazing. That's an opportunity to go and get those things. So just a reminder of sometimes sales can come in at a good time. And if so, my rule of thumb for this is if it's on your list, you plan to buy it, you have the money, it's on sale. If you didn't plan to buy it, if you don't have the money, it's not on sale, right? Because a lot of times, I don't, in one of my group coachings recently, there's a YouTube video out there called Shopping Math. Highly recommend it. I'll put it in the show notes here. It's hilarious, but sad but true about how people think that if things are on sale, that they're actually saving money, even if they don't even have the money to buy it. So one of those things that shopping math is a big one. So planning, right? All of this stuff and planning for the sales and planning your spending is huge. Step 8 is building your holiday spending plan, getting all this information that you've gathered with the last 7 steps and seeing what, your spending plan is going to look like. And again, if you are interested in the e-course, it is all within there, places where you can build your list, allocate how much you're going to spend on what, including events, stuff like that, and a place to track your spending, because that's step number 9. Because tracking our spending and keeping our money organized and understanding where it's going and for what is a game changer when it comes to your holiday spending. Tracking your holiday spending is step 9. And so, step 10, I have within the course, I have a lot of detail about some free and inexpensive holiday ideas. But I want to list out just a few of my favorites. They are ones that I probably say every single year. But there's usually like light ups and stuff in a lot of like the cities or towns that you live in where the city does like a light up, possibly. I know that most of the cities here on Vancouver Island or towns have like a light up. I live near Ladysmith, BC, here on Vancouver Island, that has like a famous Ladysmith light up. And there's buses of people. People come over from Vancouver and the mainland to come and see it. So yeah, it's pretty special, but also like so many people. But I love after, like, I actually don't go to the light up event. It's free, but it's just too many people for me. So I love to go like maybe the night after or sometime during the holiday season and get a hot chocolate from Tim Hortons or a tea or something and walk down the road and just look at all the beautiful lights. Light up is a great idea, or even getting a hot chocolate or making a tea at home or hot chocolate at home and going out and looking at Christmas lights. A lot of towns and stuff will have like maps. A lot of Facebook groups, actually, I found the last couple of years is great places to go. But going on there and being able to see where the best houses are, and they'll give their addresses and stuff and listen to some Christmas music along the way. I'm a Apple Music kind of gal, but I think like Essential Christmas is a playlist that I love, and Holiday Hits, I think, is also a playlist that I love on Apple Music. Because who doesn't not want to have Mariah Carey singing to you while you're drinking hot chocolate and looking at Christmas lights? Not a lot of people, maybe, but me, I'm a Michael Bublé girl. And also, he has like bubbly, sparkling water, like flavored sparkling water. So here in Canada, and I don't know if it's like this in the States, but like it's kind of like an ongoing joke that he like puts like a little, turns the Y into an E and calls it Bublé. But he has like a Mary Berry one out this year. I love it. It's super popular. My husband came home with 2 boxes of it yesterday. It was on sale and I found it. I haven't been able to find it since I really originally saw it. Oh, a man after my own heart. So that was so exciting. But it's those little things, right? Those little things that can really start to bring a little bit of magic to the season that doesn't cost any money. So If you think that the e-course could be of some help for you in planning your holiday spending, even if it's the part about setting expectations and kind of listening to that piece of it. But even within yourself, if you don't want to do the course and it's just, these are some prompts for you to start to build your plan for your holiday spending. 10 steps to holiday spending. Again, if you want to do the course, it is at lindaparmar.com/holiday spending. I hope that those of you over in the US have an amazing Thanksgiving holiday season. And I will be back in a couple weeks and I will see you then. Thanks so much. Have a great day.